Hello, and welcome back for another adventure in the cookie jar. Today we are doing the 11th recipe from the Candy Cane Murder. They are called angel pillows. And on this page. So the first thing to really note is it says, don't even think about making these if it's raining. Meringue does best on very dry days. So let's get that out of the way. I've had to push this recipe already a week because it was storming last week. So you're going to preheat the oven to 275, rack in the middle position, not a misprint, that's 275 degrees. So you're going to want 3 egg whites, save the yolks to add to scrambled eggs, meaning we will not be using them in this recipe. A quarter teaspoon cream of tartar, half a teaspoon of vanilla, quarter teaspoon of salt, 1 cup white granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons flour, that's an eighth of a cup, 1 cup chocolate chips, 6-ounce package, I used Ghirardelli's, half a cup chopped nuts, I used pecans. So I separate out the egg whites, and apparently they want them at room temperature because they'll give you more volume when you beat them. And then it's just a matter of, it does say to line your baking sheets with parchment paper and then spray them with Pam or another nonstick spray and then flour them. I don't have the best of luck with that way, so I just use the nonstick spray that comes with flour in it. That's what works best for me. It does say you can do this by hand, but it's a lot easier with an electric mixer. I don't know anyone that is not under the age of like 65 that hand whips meringue. That's nuts to me. It's just a matter of mixing things in, sprinkling the sugar, folding in the chocolate chips and nuts, and then we're going to drop them by little mounds onto paper-lined cookie sheets. It says if you place 4 mounds in a row and you have 5 rows, you'll end up with 20 per cookie sheet. You're going to bake them at 275 for 40 minutes, and then we're going to put them on a wire rack to cool completely. And it says to store them in a tight container in a dry place. The refrigerator is not a dry place. Yield 3 to 4 dozen melt in your mouth cookies. So I'm hoping that since I have the larger cookie trays now, that I can get this done on 2 trays. Because last time we did a meringue and it made a lot, I tried to put some in the bottom of my oven and they kind of burned. So I'm hoping I can get away with 2 trays and just get it done in one fell swoop. That is my hope for today. But everything is laid out. Let's get started. This is everything we will be using today. So the oven is at 275. I have my trays lined and sprayed. Now we're going to take the egg whites, the cream of tartar, the vanilla, and the salt. And we are just going to beat those to stiff enough to hold a soft peak. It looks like a soft peak to me. It's holding on, but it's jiggly. So now it says to add a quarter cup of sugar, sprinkling it in at a time. So sprinkle in the flour and mix it in on a low speed. All right. I don't feel like this is working. It just looks like it's sitting on the side. Okay, well, I gotta put. Alright, that didn't really work. Most of it's just sticking to the side. But we have to hand do the nuts and the chocolate chips anyway. So I'll just mix it in when I get that bit. So I'm going to quickly try to knock the flour off the side and kind of give that a little head start. It just says to fold them in, so I'm just going to sprinkle in the nuts and the chips and fold those in together gently. So up from the bottom and through the side. I want to try to do this with the cookie scooper just to see if it'll work at least once, but it does say to drop little mounds of dough onto the cookie sheets. So we might have to use a spoon, but I feel like that would be very uneven in the amount you get. So I really hope that these work. Now, I have no idea how much these are going to spread, if they're going to spread. So I am going to just put one every little bit. And I know these are technically cookies, but they seem more like a marshmallowy candy at the moment. I know they're going to end up meringues, but... I have scooped them out. There are 46 of them in total. I'm a little worried about that one because it hit the edge, but hopefully it doesn't burn and it comes off. But they're going to go into the oven for 40 minutes. So we are done baking, and this is what we ended up with. So they look really tasty. They smell really good. They have a nice crispy bottom. They're chewy, they're crunchy, they're sweet. The meringue melts in your mouth. It's a really good cookie. And the nuts kind of got toasted, so they have that warm nuttiness to them. They have a good chocolate flavor from the chocolate chips. I use milk chocolate. Pancakes work really, really well. It did not take very long. It took an hour to cook. But you do get just under 4 batches. So even if they were singular batches, you do one tray, 10 minutes usually. So that's 40 minutes right there. So either way out, it's about the same amount of time. So I think they are definitely worth making. Like I said, they are a particular cookie, so you cannot make them on rainy or wet days. But I think it's like really the only downside to this recipe. I like them a lot. So next week we'll be making the last recipe from the Candy Cane Murder. They are the Candy Cane Bar Cookies. If you are interested in seeing those, join us next week. I hope you guys have a good one. Bye!